Coming up on the February 14th edition of Carolina Week, after almost 8 months in Iraq, troops enjoy an emotional return to Camp Lejeune.
It's down to the wire with student election runoffs coming up on Tuesday.
And after suffering a devastating last-second loss to arch-rival Duke, would the Heels be able to avoid another heartbreak at UConn?
Plus your 4-day forecast.
All that and more.
Carolina Week starts now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Welcome to the Monday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Nora Warren.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Thanks for watching. Homecomings are always very special, especially when it's been a long time. Natasha Vukovic is back from a late night and a moving homecoming at Camp Lejeune. Natasha?
Thanks, Courtney. The families of about 250 Camp Lejeune Marines were willing to wait all night for their family members and friends to arrive back home from Iraq. They had been gone for 8 long months.
I just want to see his face.
Anticipation.
I love him and I miss him. I'm so happy that this day has finally came.
I keep waiting for somebody to wake me up that I'm dreaming that this day is finally here. I've been waiting for this day since July 5th when he left.
These are the families of Camp Lejeune's 1st Battalion Team Landing Unit, all waiting for the return of their loved ones.
Mike's my son.
For the parents of Mike Savoy, 8 months seemed a lifetime.
There were times that I just thought that he wasn't going to come back, and I just would pray and pray as hard as I could. And we went for a time of 4 weeks without hearing from him, and that was a nightmare.
And the nightmare is finally over. While in Iraq, a stray bullet nearly took Savoy's life.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hug him and hold him and, I don't care if he's 26, he's my baby.
Across the room, another mother has a different story to tell.
He knew his brother was out there, and even though they didn't speak, he worried about him.
Nancy Beulah has 4 sons, 2 of whom serve in the military but haven't spoken in 9 years.
Just to have them separated alone, it broke my heart, but I knew they had to find their way back on their own. And for it to take a war to bring them back together, to me that's a miracle.
The 2 men found one another in Iraq.
My Matthew, he yells, "Hey, punk!" And my oldest son, he says, "Who's that?" Matthew says, "It's me. It's me, punk." He goes, "Who?" And he got closer, and Matt says, "Mom," he says, "I never saw such a big smile on his face before."
Her son Michael is coming home.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you see him? Oh, just give him a big kiss on his face. Just touch him.
Right. After 8 long months, these families will finally be able to embrace their loved ones. The moment finally arrives.
I'm grateful to God and everyone else for letting me come home. I think people need to understand that that's one of the biggest things you need to do for a soldier is a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer.
This unit suffered many casualties, which makes the homecoming even more special for these troops. Back to you.
Growing up on a military base, that story is very touching. Natasha Vukovic reporting in the studio. Thanks, Natasha.
In past years, 1 round of voting was sufficient, but after each pair of senior class candidates received 49% of the vote instead of the required 50% plus 1, they took to the pit for another week of campaigning.
Madison Witt, senior class officers, proven leadership.
While Witt Walker shouted for their campaign and attempted to hula hoop for the attention of the crowd, Madison Perry spent time talking to potential voters. Witt said though his schoolwork has suffered, the past week was about revitalizing energy into their campaign and less about their platform.
Folks are just tired of hearing platform being beat over the head with it. Folks know our platform, know we got a lot of good leadership abilities, and so we've been really trying to publicize it.
On On the other side of the pit, Jenny Petticourt and Bobby Wisnett supporters danced to karaoke, and in Valentine's Day spirit, puckered up at a kissing booth for willing voters. With the help from other SBP candidates Tom Jensen and Leah Blackwell, Jenny said Monday's activities were all about their platform.
We want everything to basically come back to our platform, so even the kissing booth, we're hoping that people will there'll be an opportunity that we can talk to people and have them ask us questions.
Senior class president might be the most unexpected race still on the ballot, but it's certainly not the only one.
That's right, Nora. On Tuesday, voters will elect next year's student body president. Have you gotten a chance to meet the candidates? Carolina Week's R.J. Weber takes a closer look at Seth Dearman's push for the presidency.
This is the candy cane, as it's affectionately called.
This candy cane isn't some strange new piece of his platform. It's simply the nickname of student body president hopeful Seth Dearman's 1994 K-5 Blazer. But as election season cranks into full gear and the long hours of campaigning start to take toll, Seth still remembers who he is and why he's here.
A lot of times we get in the mindset that we have to do so many things, and a lot of times we really just need to sit back and relax and realize that we got to have a good time while we're doing it, or it's not really worthwhile. And if we're not doing things that we're passionate about, there's no sense in putting our time into them.
Seth's roommate, Tom Hodges, agrees that Seth enjoys life to the fullest and says his charismatic demeanor makes him the perfect guy for SBP.
And definitely Seth's one of the nicest kids I've ever met, most friendly guy I'll ever be around. I feel like knows everyone on campus.
In fact, Seth says his platform is designed around these very relationships he's made during his 3 years at UNC.
There's really something in there for everybody, and everybody's life's going to be a lot easier and a lot more fun as a result.
Seth promises to make condoms readily available in every dorm and to implement a predictable tuition program. He hopes to establish on-campus voting precincts, and he says you'd be able to pick up some ripe fruits and vegetables like these at a farmer's market located right inside the new Rams Head Center. Seth says he's just a normal college student who
really just enjoy hanging out with fun young ladies and good friends and having a good time.
And who thinks it's cool that
Dean Smith was actually my mom's Sunday school teacher.
And if Seth can pull off the victory against Siki Ballard on Tuesday night, Tom promises
It'll be a fun time at Friendly Lane if Seth pulls it off.
In Chapel Hill, I'm R.J. Weber, Carolina Week.
In last week's election, Dearman came in first with 40% of the vote. Also running in the race for SBP, Siki Ballard, a business major from Leland. Reporter Elizabeth Storch spent time with Ballard and found out why he thinks he deserves the job.
You've passed his signs in the quad. You've heard about his platform. And you can't miss his campaigners.
Vote for Siki!
But do you really know Siki Ballard?
My name is Siki Ballard, and I'm a junior from Leland, North Carolina. And I want to be your student body president because I believe you deserve a comprehensive plan on how tuition should stay low.
His administration goals include creating a unified vision for the UNC system.
The student body here, we make up over half the Chapel Hill population, so it's an incredibly powerful student bloc insofar as Chapel Hill goes. And then whenever you look at across the state, it's 170,000 students in this state. I want to unify the student voice, not only on this campus, but across the state.
His other main goal is to work with the Board of Trustees to keep tuition affordable.
I think tuition is the thing that I need to concentrate on to make the plan as effective as it could possibly be. So essentially, my sole function as a student body president will be to deal with tuition.
But he's not just about his platform. Siki likes to let loose and have fun with friends.
Siki had planned to set up a kissing booth here in the pit on Monday in honor of Valentine's Day, but the rainy weather kept students out of the pit and shifted campaign efforts indoors.
While the public forums are over, the campaigning is not. Siki and his campaigners have made an extra effort since the preliminary election.
We're shaking a lot more hands than we were before. We're getting to know a lot more people on a more personal level rather than just holding a sign saying, vote for me. So we're actually giving them a reason to vote for us as opposed to just shouting it in their ear.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Elizabeth Storch, Carolina Week.
Ballard hopes the stepped-up campaign efforts will translate into an SBP victory Tuesday night. Don't forget to watch Carolina Week's election coverage Tuesday night at 10 p.m.
And there's one more race up for grabs that many people aren't even aware of. The Campus Y is holding runoff elections for the position of male co-president on Tuesday. Candidates Stephen Lassiter and Mark Labs both received 45 votes in last Tuesday's election. Neither could claim victory without a majority. The Campus Y is one of UNC's largest student organizations. Lab says both he and his opponent have a lot to offer the Campus Y.
I feel like there's a burden, if I'm successful in this campaign, to really try and do the best that I possibly can, because I know that there's other people that could have done a really good job as well.
Only those who've paid the Campus Y membership fee are eligible to vote in the race. Your dorm is closing, you'll have to find somewhere else to live.
Now, Nora, that's not something a student wants to hear, but maybe the alternative isn't so bad for a group of students about to be displaced. That story when we return.
I try as best I can to stop underage drinking, but I can't do it alone. We bring these kids in and all they get is a slap on the wrist and then they're at it again. We need help from everyone, including parents and judges. Otherwise, we're all part of the problem. And we become just another tool to help them drink.
Since 1975, the enforcement of minimum drinking age laws has saved over 17,000 lives. Say nothing, do nothing, stop nothing.
Can you afford to own a home in Orange County?
I'm a homeowner.
I am a homeowner.
I'm a homeowner. We own a home in Orange County, and so can you.
If you thought you couldn't afford to own a home in Orange County, now you can. Contact the Orange Community Housing and Land Trust for more information.
A former Tar Heel says he's glad to be back on campus, though he'd probably prefer to be in the White House. John Edwards started his new job as director of UNC's Center on Poverty, Work, and Opportunity on Monday. The center will bring together UNC faculty and policymakers with the goal of solving the problem of poverty in the U.S. Edwards, a UNC law graduate, former North Carolina senator, and vice presidential candidate, will also serve as a guest lecturer on campus. Edwards and his wife Elizabeth will move into their new Chapel Hill home this spring.
Morrison Residence Hall is closing to students next fall as 2 years of renovations begin. Now, where will the 1,000 students go? Odom Village will be an option to these students by offering apartment-style housing. Unlike other residence halls, these will come with a kitchen, bathroom, and a living dining room combination. Students can choose from 1 or 2 bedroom units. A housing assistant director, Rick Bradley, says these apartments will provide a unique opportunity for students.
If 2 individuals are interested in an apartment here, they could pull in as many as 8 total people and actually request to be all in the same apartment building.
Students who went through the Odom Village tours last November will have priority with the apartments. They'll meet February 22nd in the student union to sign their contracts. They can also sign up any interested friends. On February 23rd, all other on-campus students can sign leases. After that date, any remaining apartments will be available during the online recontracting process from March 29th through the 31st. A beauty institute is opening on Franklin Street, and as many as 10,000 UNC students, most of them female, are eager to enjoy its services. Aveda Institute sells body and hair products and spa services. In addition, it will soon become a school of cosmetology and estheology. Instructors are getting ready to welcome new students. Aveda plans to educate students in all aspects of the beauty industry. Some of the services the more advanced students will be able to perform for the public will be hair cutting and styling, skin and body care, nail care, and makeup. Director Tracy Main says there won't be cut rate fees for UNC students, but prices will be cheaper for everyone.
And then color starts at $30 and facials start at $30. So we are a learning environment. You get an excellent service at a little bit better pricing.
You can call 960-GROW for more information and to register for classes. Well, our birthday girl and weathercaster Erin Moore joins us now. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Erin, it feels warm outside, but I'm still holding out. I don't know, is spring coming or more winter weather?
Spring is on the way, and we're going to have a lot of the same weather as we had last week, so it should be pretty good. Awesome. And after today, you should be able to put the umbrellas away for a few days. I'll have your Carolina Week 4-day forecast when we return.
Hey, I was checking you out, and I was thinking, how about you come onto my car and we can have a couple beers, fool around a little bit. You know, like could give you herpes.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
MADD. Face the brutal truth about underage drinking.
It's springtime in the forest of the black-tailed deer. The young male is feeling playful. It's time for tag. The female flicks her ears. Her way of saying, "Catch me if you can."
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weathercaster Erin Moore here with a check of your weather headlines. Well, after a day of rain throughout the Triangle, we will be clearing out and drying out for the remainder of the work week. We'll see milder temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday with the possibility to see temperatures reaching into the 70s on Wednesday. Then we see a cold front moving through the area on Wednesday, cooling our temperatures back to normal for this time of year. If we look at the satellite map, we can see this is the big area of moisture that the entire East Coast saw on Monday. We saw here in the Triangle spotty showers throughout the day, but it was a pretty gloomy day throughout the rest of the East Coast. Back behind this cold front and moisture, we've got a high pressure system that is going to be clearing out and drying out our days for the rest of the week. If we go to the surface map, we can see here's that low pressure system and cold front that's going to be coming through our area Monday evening, overnight, Monday into Tuesday. And after that, our winds are going to be coming from the west, which is going to dry out our temperatures, or dry out our weather for the next few days. And back behind this, we have clear skies and another cold front that will be coming through our area on Wednesday, bringing our temperatures back into the low 50s and our overnight temperatures back below freezing. So as we look at the 4-day forecast, we can see that our temperature on Tuesday is going to be 67 degrees, which is going to be about 15 degrees warmer than our normal for this time of year, with a low of 46 degrees. And on Wednesday, we should see a high of 69, which is just going to be beautiful on Wednesday. Then that cold front comes through, and it's going to lower our temperatures down into the low 30s overnight Wednesday. And on Thursday, we're going to see mostly sunny skies Thursday and Friday, which is just going to be beautiful for the rest of the work week. As we look at this week last year, our average high last year was 51 degrees, and our average low was 30 degrees. We did receive a ½ an inch of precipitation, which is actually liquid water content. We had 3 days of snow last year this week, so we won't be seeing any of that winter weather this week, so
Thank
it should
goodness.
be gorgeous.
All right. Well, Erin, I tell you what, I am a warm winter girl or a warm weather girl, so I'm glad to see that it's not last year's. No snow this year.
Exactly. We're going to have a beautiful week.
Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, Erin. Well, the man with the plan, Wes Wilson, joins us now to talk about sports.
Yeah, I'm feeling great right now. I mean, it's Valentine's Day, and I have 3 ladies sitting here at the desk with me.
Lucky you.
So, but speaking of some other Tar Heel women coming up on Carolina Week Sports, the women's tennis team is creeping up the charts and took on third-ranked Kentucky. The last time the Heels and Wildcats hooked up on the court, the Heels ended up getting dumped. Will the Heels be able to get a little pre-Valentine's Day revenge? Stay tuned.
Good 20, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
Poor nutrition today will increase Sarah's chances of anemia, add to her healthcare costs, sick days, even stunt her ability to learn. And the thing is, Sarah's not even born yet. Get proper nutrition before it's too late. Call or visit WIC. WIC provides nutrition information, healthcare referrals, even food. Your child has you, and you have WIC.
Welcome back to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Wes Wilson. You wouldn't believe it by looking at me, but I'm still searching for my Valentine, and so far, I've been rejected more times than the Tar Heels were in the lane this weekend. Speaking of everyone's favorite basketball team, coming off last week's heartbreaking loss at Duke, the Hills were looking to bounce back against a tough Connecticut team on the road. It wasn't heartbreak for Jackie Emanuel. He's engaged. It's the flu that's been going around the team. But too many shots like this one from UConn's Marcus Williams will break your heart. Jawad Williams answers with a three of his own. Then he takes a couple steps back for his next one and says, "Give me the dagger. I'll put it in." But the defending national champs have been around the block a few times and won't give up that easily. The Huskies pull ahead by 3 at the half. In the second, the Heels find their groove. McCants, oh, that's a high percentage shot. Raymond Felton comes back from a bad game against Duke with this split splash from long range to help the Heels win 77-70. Roll in, roll in. Unlike their male counterparts, the women's basketball team players did beat Duke in the first matchup this year and have been rolling ever since. The Lady Heels took their 5-game winning streak to Virginia Tech Friday for the two teams' very first ACC matchup. Early on, the Tar Heels had a little trouble with the basics, like passing the basketball. Virginia Tech had 17 steals on the night, and many fans were like this one, not amused. But Latangela Atkinson got on a roll. The girl can flat out play down low and finish with 12 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. Just 3 assists shy of the first triple-double in Tar Heel history. The kids? Oh yeah, they're impressed. And thanks to some cleanup work right here by Nikita Bell, Carolina rolls easily to its 6th straight win, 93-67. A happy Coach Hatchell says Atkinson is the team's quiet assassin.
Matinji she's just a silent player out there. I mean, when you look at the stats, you think, wow. And it's consistent like that, shooting percentage or rebounds. I mean, she does those things out there. You just don't really notice it that much, but her numbers are always good.
The Heels will look to blow out the competition once again against Wake Forest Wednesday in Winston-Salem. Okay, it's true. The women's tennis team is good, but how good? Last week, the 13th ranked Heels were beaten 5-2 by 3rd ranked Kentucky. Saturday afternoon came the rematch. Cupid wouldn't say this, but Marvin Gaye sure would. Let's get it on. In doubles action, the Heels came out strong, shutting down 2 top 25 ranked pairs, putting UNC up 1-0 over the Pink Ladies. Number 1 seed Aniela Mojis led the singles with her quick match against nationally ranked Sarah Foster 6-4, 6-1. But it was Mojis' doubles partner Kendall Klein who was down a set early but came back strong, winning the last 2 sets to take the match and sweep the number 3 Wildcats with a final score of 7-0. Mojis says it wasn't just about playing hard.
I mean, the main thing we wanted to come into this match with versus last week was just wanting to win more. I mean, Kentucky's a good team. Last time we beat them pretty decisively, but we wanted to come in just wanting it more. Last time we didn't want it as much as they wanted it, and I think that's what the difference was today.
The women's tennis team gave Kentucky the cold shoulder, and the men's squad tried to duplicate the results Sunday against Purdue. Love was in the air for the Heels, but in doubles action, Purdue got no love. Instead, the crowd looked on as Carolina punished the Boilermakers and took the doubles point. After showing their rackets a little TLC, the Heels walked all over the Boilermakers in singles action. Purdue finally served the ball, maybe, and Carolina fought hard to take all 6 matches. The men's squad sends the competition packing 7-0, just like the ladies. If love was in the air at the tennis match, then a seasonal chill filled the air Saturday night at softball's Triangle Classic. Bend but don't break. That was the phrase for the Heels and pitcher Crystal Cox against East Tennessee State. Janine Sprague drives in one of the Bucks' 5 third-inning runs to push East Tennessee State out in front. Down 5-1, Jessica Young fools the cameraman with this 2-run bomb. Then in the 5th, Anna Evans ties the game with a solo shot. Look at that blast. The fans, they're feeling it now, just like I was. All right, Julia Bovee makes Carolina Week's catch of the day. Nice catch, Julia. Then Crystal Cox smokes 3 straight batters in the 7th to preserve the 7-5 Tar Heel win. On to Sunday's matchup against Virginia we go. With the bases loaded, Carolina's pitcher hit a Cavalier to let the first run waltz in, but not before Coach Donna Papa took issue with the call. Down by 2, the Heels couldn't score even with big triples like this one from Anna Evans. But then Casey Testa showed her power with a ringing double, bringing home Jacqueline Holden here in a second to seal the 3-2 Tar Heel victory. Holden says it was a great weekend for the Tar Heels.
This weekend has been a huge learning experience. It was big on unity. We had some big wins. We had some tough, tight games that we came ahead in. And I think playing Virginia is huge to come off a big ACC win.
From the softball diamond to the wrestling mat, UNC grappled with Virginia Tech on Friday night. In their first meeting since 2001, junior All-American Evan Sola gave the Heels an early lead after 10th-ranked David Hoffman was flagged for a stalling penalty. While the fans were excited, the Heels watched the lead disappear. As the Heels lost their next 2 matches, the Heels fought back to within 3, but after 6 overtimes, heavyweight Spencer Nadowski was unable to pull out the win. With the loss, the Heels fall to 3-2 in the ACC. If for some reason you think those close matches are boring, then the lacrosse is the way to go. The Heels hosted Virginia Wesleyan Saturday at Hooker Field in the team's final preseason match. Carolina took no prisoners in this game. Watch Tom Scola slash to the net like Jordan. Bam! An 11-0 lead against the Marlins after the first quarter didn't slow down the boys in blue. And speaking of 11, here's David Ryan winding up like Popeye before gunning this one in the net. The Heels' hard-hitting defense held VW to just 19 shots on goal and includes some Bruce Lee-style moves from Sam Wagner. Coach John Hall says he's pleased with the team's preseason performance.
I think we've had a good 3-4 weeks now leading into the opener that we'll have against Denver on the 26th, and I think a lot of that is due to our senior class. We're counting on those guys a lot, and they've pushed our kids forward, and we're getting excited about opening up on the 26th.
The Heels squeaked by Virginia Wesleyan 22-5. Season opener for lacrosse is against Denver in February, and it's at home. Well, guys, that'll do it for the Monday Sports Edition. How has Valentine's been for y'all so far?
Well, Wes, with all that impressive sports trivia, I'm surprised that you're still searching for your Valentine. The good news is that Nora and I will have some hot tips to get that lovely lady for you.
I could use those.
Yeah. As you should know, Monday is Valentine's Day.
So grab some flowers and candy and let us help you and maybe Wes find the perfect restaurant for this special day.
I'm celebrating 32 years of recovery.
I'm celebrating 9 years of recovery.
Estoy celebrando 22 años de recuperación.
I'm celebrating 5 years of recovery.
For more information about National Recovery Month, contact the Alcoholic Drug Council of North Carolina at 1-800-688-4232.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Valentine's Day is one of the busiest nights of the year for many Chapel Hill restaurants. Franklin Street restaurants prove to be a popular destination on this romantic holiday, and booking a reservation can prove to be tough. Restaurants such as Top of the Hill, Crook's Corner, and Vespa are the destinations of choice for some couples hoping for a romantic evening. These hot spots were booked as much as 2 weeks in advance. Other Franklin Street restaurants such as 411 West Italian Cafe save room for walk-ins, but you have to arrive early to avoid a long wait. Top of the Hill manager Matt Bittner says there are still procrastinators without reservations.
Well, the smart people called maybe late December 2004, and it's been a steady rush from there. Even this afternoon and this morning, we're still getting phone calls. So,
those of you who didn't make reservations early should be prepared to wait until next year.
Now you know where to go for a romantic Valentine's Day dinner, but going alone is never fun. Carolina Week reporter Lindsay Ellerson has some helpful hints on how to score a hot date this romantic day.
While some are buying special gifts for their loved ones, others are still working on picking up a Valentine.
Yo, baby, be my Valentine. What was I gonna say? I heart you.
Did it hurt? Did what hurt? When you fell from heaven.
Somebody asked me if I was tired because I've been running through their dreams all day long or night long or something.
I knew milk did a body good, but damn, how much have you been drinking?
But are these lines really effective?
As far as I'm concerned, pickup lines have never worked in any occasion.
Maybe we should all just stick to roses. In Chapel Hill, I'm Lindsay Ellerson, Carolina Week.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Good night.